All right, guys, welcome back to the Kingdom Storm Weekly number 8. I'm still Jake.
And I'm Kubi.
And before we talk about Game 2 and what happened in that last game, just a bit of an update.
Yep.
Syracuse sent me a message. He sent out a tweet, and I just retweeted it saying, Glorious is still a thing. We're just having some roster changes due to unfortunate circumstances. So that is the quote. So don't know the deal, but Glaurung and ZPs are no longer part of Glorious, based on what I understand. And Glorious will be picking up 2 new members.
Yeah, I mean, they still have obviously really solid players
yeah.
remaining on Glorious, so I don't doubt that they'll be able to pick up a couple players here, and then they'll still be a dominant force. So,
I mean, they've been a brand in our community for a long time,
of course,
and they're very powerful. So,
and this was a very recent change too. I think this maybe happened over the past couple of days. So, like, obviously they're not going to be able to fill out a whole roster
I think
right before a
yeah,
tournament. So, I mean, I look forward to seeing them. I think they'll probably be back about next week or so.
Yeah, it sounds right to me. But that's what's going on with Glorious. They're not gone. They will be back. But holy, that game! Whoa!
How excited! There's
craziness
happening. This whole tournament has just been insane, and we totally expected this because we're in beta. We got new maps. We have Tychus is banned out for the tournament just because of that bug, and etc. And then just everything is.
We had no idea what to expect with Sky Temple.
Yeah,
and the other games we saw that were like kind of one-sided is kind of like what we expected, but like that game was so far in Symbiote's favor, and then Cloud9 crawled their way back into it. They just kept slugging away, took an experience advantage.
Yeah.
SMG held they had a dominance over the shrines, but the double mule kind of made it okay for Cloud9 to like go toe to toe because the dominance, although it was a big deal, the mules made it kind of like the game stayed alive basically, and they just drew them out. They got them to level 20, and they took some big team fights where they won, but
it was a crazy game. A lot of excitement, crazy fights happening, like you said. Yeah.
If you miss the VOD, like I will actually go out of my way to get the finals, the semifinals, and the finals VODs up tonight. Typically, I do it in order from round 1, round 2, but that was too good. I have to get those VODs up tonight, and so look forward to
some
that.
fun games there. That was cool.
But we're actually going to switch over to the draft here as it is actually beginning here, and we have the bans and Kubi.
What do we have, sir? We have a out of SMG who is going first pick, first ban. They grabbed Stitches for the first ban, and we're on Mines. I was gonna say, I thought it was Cursed Hollow, so that's no, that's a whole thing we can talk about on its own. And then for C9 Maelstrom, we have a ban on Kerrigan.
So Kerrigan, Glaurung's Kerrigan is actually just terrifying.
Yeah, he did work that last game.
So much work in that game,
right?
Like, just in the start of the game, we just saw that those roaming ganks, they were just ganking Stitches. Like, typically, that's not who you want to kill, but it's like, okay, we're just going to kill Stitches.
Right.
Because of how powerful that pair is when roaming. And the first picks here are going to be actually Arthas here coming out of SMG, so that's going to be, we've talked about this being a very likely option here where you ban Stitches and you pick Arthas.
Yeah, and then since they didn't ban out the other viable warrior, that leaves basically SMG to pick up Arthas. Now, the big question that I have to pose here is, what does C9 do about a tank? And the other time that this happened, they grabbed Tyrael. Can we expect to see that again? I mean, Symbiote's going to know this, so like they can try to build the rest of their team around it if that's what they think is going to happen.
Yeah, it's it makes this tough because like you have to pick basically subpar teams at this point in time comparatively, or tanks, excuse me.
Yeah.
Comparatively. So we'll see what they opt to do here.
So C9 grabs Tassadar and Vala. Those two being very good range carries, especially when we talked about the Archon sort of being a filler role for the big body auto attacker. That's the guy you got to deal with. SMG follows up with a Falstad Thrall. So I mean, Kerrigan's banned out. I would guess that this sort of fits into Glaurung's playstyle, but we'll see. I mean, of course, there's a ton of people on the team that I'm sure can play Thrall at this point, but we have Uther Nazebo.
Okay.
And this is looking very similar to their draft, I think.
But what I like about this is they take Kerrigan away, and I can pretty much guarantee you that it's going to be Glaurung playing in Thrall. So they say, okay, we're going to take Kerrigan away, and it's just like, all right, well, Thrall's the second Kerrigan, if you will. It doesn't have the same kind of interrupts and stun, but in terms of damage output and like in your face, he has even more.
Right. This draft here is almost identical to their second game versus to Arc Iliad.
Very cool.
So instead of Brightwing, they have Uther. I'm almost positive that they're going to go for Tyrael again. Everything just sort of points towards that. What SMG is going to pick up for their last 2 picks here to deal with that if they feel it's even a problem in the first place. I'm not sure. I mean, Arthas it's so hard to stand up to him in terms of pure tankiness. Tyrael does not match that, so you have to find
No.
some other way to, utilize his kit, his abilities, etc., to sort of twist the meta in their favor, I guess.
Now, Vala hasn't been picked up at this point in time.
No, she has.
Oh, am I?
C9. Yep, that was their second pick.
Okay,
So.
I was going to say it's very weird. I was like, where is Vala here?
I do
Okay,
see
there
the
it is.
Vala.
Tassadar Vala, excuse me. My bad there. So we do see... Actually, I can see it on the screen now. Vala is right there next to Uther and
So
Nazeebo.
we'll probably see that Brightwing pick out of SMG, and then probably another damage, I would imagine. We'll see who is available still.
Now...
Haunted Mines. You could go Hammer. Hammer's not a bad choice on Mines. I think this is one of her stronger maps, so that's a possibility.
Zagara makes a lot of sense.
Zagara
for
could
SMG.
work as well. Zeratul still available. Yep.
But
Not necessarily so much in the damage standpoint, but that might help them. I mean, if Tyrael dives in, they could try to void prison out the rest of the team. There's some options here.
okay, so Muradin was just shown by Cloud9 Maelstrom. They just picked Muradin, but that's not actually their draft.
Right,
They
right.
didn't say anything. I don't know if that's like a mind game because they're not like trying
I wouldn't
to show
put it past them, to be honest.
that it's Tyrael. It's like, oh, well, maybe we're going to pick Muradin, like, because, they're obviously in comms discussing what they want to do. There's the Malfurion Zagara. So Zagara actually looks like it's going to be played by KO here.
I was expecting Brightwing just because she's not banned out. No. So it surprises me that they wouldn't go for. Maybe Dreadnought doesn't feel quite as comfortable on Brightwing.
Brightwing is great, but I think on a map like this, when you're fighting in the mines, the actual efficiency you get out of just both having the Innervate available for something like Arthas and just Tranquility in general, and it sets up the option for those big roots when you have the triple root between Thrall, Arthas, and Mouth. I like that idea when you can just you can just throw so much control down, and they don't necessarily desperately need the interrupt. And I'm just curious if we'll see Magnificent Gust out of Falstad here to get rid
Different
of the
name
Raptors.
every time. I look forward to seeing what other creative names you come up with. And that last pick was Tyrael, as we predicted. It just seems to be very similar to what they grabbed previously on Sky Temple versus 2 Arc. And it would appear as though both teams are ready, so we are going to jump right into game number 2 between SMG and Cloud9 Maelstrom on Haunted Mines. Are you guys ready? Jake, are you ready?
I'm throwing my hands in the air with excitement right now. I'm glad you guys can't see that, but we're going to be playing here. Game 2, like you said, Haunted Mines is in fact our map.
Not too commonly picked. Some weird maps so far.
Beta in development. Heroes of the
this
Storm.
is beta.
No longer alpha.
It's been some time that we've been in alpha. I know we're so used to saying it, and we're finally getting used to saying alpha, not beta. Now we have to say beta. We're going to be saying alpha.
Not the
Blizzard, why?
Blizzard, why? Well, now the game is loading up. Look at all those skulls on that Grave Golem. And Kubi, let us introduce
skulls.
our teams.
Yes, absolutely. So on the blue side for Symbiote Gaming, we have Dreadnought on Malfurion. Soldier is going to be on Arthas. Arthlon will be playing Falstad. KO on Zagara, and Glaurung is going to be rounding it out on Thrall. See, I told you, Glaurung will be playing Thrall. It's like his hero.
Didn't I say this?
No, I said that.
God, look at
Taking
He's
the
got the
credit.
dire wolf. He looks so pretty. Well, on the other half of the map, we have Cloud9 Maelstrom. Oh, they're all clumped up in a big pile. They're making this as hard for me as they can. And
Total troll. I love it.
well, we do in fact have Dunk Train playing as Tassadar. Kenema is going to be on Uther. King Caffeine playing as Tyrael. Biceps on Nazeebo, and Zuna will be playing the Vala.
Wait, were they trying to do like the whole like football thing where everyone piles their hands
Huddle!
and break?
I guess so. They're actually
Cute.
just huddling.
Really, I like to see. I always like seeing what these teams come up with for like cool little flair things to do in the beginning. It's fun. But
no, they're doing this offensive play where they grab the watchtower, and Soldier's just throwing out a howling blast just to kind of say, "Hey, look, we see you."
Okay, all right. For the viewers watching, you see this where the team, got really aggressive and went forward and took the second watchtower. It's okay. Just let them have it for a little bit.
Right, and
you
then
can
go
go back and take it later. You don't need to throw your whole team away to do this. That's just a PSA because that frustrates me so much in solo queue.
It's so true, Corey.
Yep.
Now we have this double bottom lane 4-on-4 for each teams.
Yeah.
And this is SMG wants to push their aggression here because they do have their Grave Golem, which will be going in bottom lane. On the flip side, you can opt to either counter push or defend this.
Yeah.
And it looks like Cloud9 is saying, look, we don't want this to be the shorter game. We think our team composition is better to draw it out a little bit longer, and that's why they're defending.
Okay, so since we are on Haunted Mines, oops, we don't have a fight. Of course, it's going to be a fight.
Yep, Soldier just taking a lot of damage there. He gets hit with that stun, and of course having Mouth with both Innervate and the Regrowth going to just be able to heal him up right quick.
So we do have the power throw coming out of Arthlon on Falstad there. That makes a lot of sense. Bribe is not quite as strong on this map as you would expect. Oh, really nice Howling Blast on 2 heroes.
Oh, the root is there, the chain root, and if Thrall was there, he could get the triple root, but he doesn't actually throw it out. Must have been on cooldown. Don't know if it would have mattered, and we actually see the strategic Hearthstone right before the mine, so they just want to make sure they're as healthy as they can be for these mines. Of course, KO tap the Wild Glaurung is very, very healthy at this point, and Arthlon will be flying down to the bottom lane to join them when the time comes.
Yeah. So Haunted Mines is one of the more unique maps that's available in the map pool for Heroes of the Storm. It features like an underground section. It's an entirely separate part of the map that's only available through these 2 doors that are in the midsection of these lanes here. And you'll see that each team, when the time comes, they will rotate down and they can clean up basically enemy minions that are there. You get skulls, and whichever team gets the higher count of skulls gets the stronger golem pushing out of each lane. So you're going to see these teams are going to go down there at the same time while these skulls are available, and they're going to take fights. They're going to try to get the dominance during this time of the game so that they can get the stronger goal.
Mine seem extra dark and ominous today, and I'm a little bit spooked right now. But Glaurung coming in here, they're going to try to split up the team now. Dunk Train and Kenma on the right here. We see these two backing up here. SMG is looking like they're going to try to get either Zuna or Biceps here. The fly up here
look
from
at that.
Arthalon. Zuna's going to get picked off right quick. He's dead. Biceps dead as well. So separating the team there worked out incredibly well. But in the meantime, 44 skulls have been picked up at the side of Cloud9, and they're just going to back on out of the mines.
That seems to be, it happens oftentimes. It's like you sometimes will pick up a bunch of kills, but you know, you kill 2 people, but then it seems as though the other 3 members of the team are just collecting the rest of the skulls. Thankfully, the boss here has quite a few skulls on him, so you will still take the majority if you take this team fight, but you know, for taking a 2 for 0, you'd think that their advantage would be a bit stronger. Not quite the case.
And Cloud9 actually going for this offensive pickup on the Giants. If the Falstad flies into this, he's going to be in for a Root Awakening, but with that Watchtower being there, I don't think that's something we'll see happen. Offensive Giants being stolen is a really nice pickup because more often than less, Giants are used defensively against the Golem, and now they have to spend resources and time defending them while Cloud9 can get in position to defend their big Golem they have to worry about.
Yeah. And the timing is also quite important on that as well. As you can see, have they picked it up yet? I would imagine that they haven't. They're going to be waiting. You'll probably see them pause here. And we've actually seen some plays where like a Zeratul will wait and, you know, just at the last second blink in. That's some pretty exciting stuff. I think it was Maelstrom that did that.
I think it was actually Cloud9 Vortex, versus Symbiote Gaming. Matt Timmy was waiting to grab it, and we saw the Zeratul just blink on in and steal it. Now, even though all that happened, it looks like the Giants, or the Knights here, are going to in fact go to SMG, and as Cloud9 Maelstrom's a little bit late to the party, so that kind of evens things out, as that will push in the opposite lane.
Now, I would imagine both teams are going to push, but actually not the case. So it's a little scary to defend because essentially you're trying to defend in the chokehold and underneath a giant AoE that can come out. So it makes a lot more sense to push with your golem in these cases. So you can see they have to stay very reserved. Maelstrom does. They have to back up. Especially
with the triple root that SMG has.
Yeah.
If you get under that golem and you get locked down right as the root's coming out, like you're taking a lot of damage from that. That stun, continuing that CC, and just the damage output as well. So it's something you have to think about for sure. They're actually just cleaning up these Giants here. Golem pushing on the other half of the map. We can see this Golem just kind of doing a little bit of work as well, as no one's up there fighting with it.
Still alive, of course, but hasn't quite gotten as much push. Soldier getting really low there. I think they're just going to back up. They're going to go up and clean up this top golem. And this should give SMG the positional advantage, assuming that they don't lose anyone here. And they do not. So I imagine this will be maybe about a half fort ahead for SMG here. They were able to get a significant amount of push. And was there any mules grabbed? There was. Nazebo did pick mule.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. I think that's actually one of the things that makes Nazebo a really nice assassin, because you don't have to sacrifice mule on... You know, if you get Brightwing, Mule is an option, but to give up either of the healing talents is actually just kind of not good.
Right. So since that Mule was picked up, that half damage that's on the fort, unless for some reason SMG goes down to try to snipe it, I don't think they will. It seems quite the risky thing to do. It's going to be about even. Both teams managed to get their golem to the forts with no damage, essentially.
We have this big rotation coming down from Cloud9 as SMG is pushing forward a little bit here, just kind of zoning each other out. We see the stun on Glaurung go right away, but Thrall, the root is there. Dodges just barely. The Envenom goes down, but he's able to heal through it. I think he used Protective Shield in the process as well.
Yeah.
And yes, that is going to be on cooldown. Cleanse and Protective Shield were both used recently. So
yeah, we didn't actually get a chance to talk about the fact that SMG grabbed triple Envenom. That's Arthas Thrall and Zagara, of course. So you saw how fast Kenma's health dropped there during that little engagement there. That was probably at least 2 out of the 3 Envenoms used on him there. So something that C9 Maelstrom's got to be very, very, very careful about.
Yes, for sure here. Now, looking at the builds, I mean, pretty standard stuff. We're seeing Wind Shear, Battle Momentum, and Envenom. We're going to see Sundering, and it's going to be just a full-on Wind Fury build out of Thrall once again. Like you talked about, we have this new kind of False Head style coming out here with actually Boomerang being picked up.
Yeah, he even took the Power Throw level 1, so I was
So it's kind of like a really long-range burst.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, Falstad is obviously quite squishy. You don't want him to be too close in those fights, so more range that he can have. It also increases the amount of slow that's done. It was, I thought it was 25% before, so maybe it buffs it up to 50%, which is pretty significant amount of slow.
Yeah, it's very good.
Especially on something with such huge range.
And we see the mines are, in fact, open level 10 here for SMG. Cloud9 has a bit of work to do before they hit level 10 themselves.
Yeah, they're going to be just probably trying to soak up as much experience as possible so that I don't know if they're going to make it, actually. They have only 15 seconds left, and this will put SMG in a really, really good spot. They can choose to hide by the entrance of the mines here and blow them up with their newly, gained heroics here.
Sundering, Maw, Hinterland Blast, Army of the Dead, and Tranquility. I read it there. I cheated, Kubi. The game corrected it for me. We see just a ton. I mean, SMG just has this full spread. They know that they can't come into the mines until they have their seeds. Soldier needs to back up here. They're coming straight down for KO.
So scary.
The Judgment is used. The Maw is used kind of preemptively there to try to zone out. Follow up there with the Ravenous Spirit doing a lot of work. We can just see so much damage. But again, we've talked about how much Tranquility can do to just survive through that Maw, and SMG is healthy. They've lost 1 member. Thrall is down, but they're still in a decent standing right here for this fight. But the healing coming out of Uther is proving to be a little bit too much. And
Dunk is so low.
Yeah, 43 skulls. Good enough.
Yeah, they may even have like Falstad fly up to the top if they know that they're all bottom. I guess Tassadar is going to rotate up though, so no longer the case for a possibility, but they could have probably gotten themselves an even golem if they wanted to take a bit of a risk. Oh, this is interesting. Not what I was expecting to see them just to go back in.
Yeah, I mean, what Cloud9 did is they got as much as they needed, and then they went back down, and they left, actually, and they got the Knights. Well, SMG doing quite the opposite. They probably suspect that SMG is doing the same, and SMG is actually cleaning up the boss right now.
They're not going to get there, though. So C9 Maelstrom is going to be able to put up a fight here. This is actually quite scary.
SMG backing up at this last moment. They got 50 skulls. It's something.
Yeah, but they're missing a member here. Yeah, this is so scary. Glowering needs to get in there so that they can take a proper team fight. They're only up 1 level, so either team can do this. Okay, no need to fight now.
There's no need, but it looks like they launch a Soldier in the front line. Judgment going down into the back line onto Arthalon, but King Caffeine's going to fall so very quickly here. The Baneling's actually doing so much work, hitting splash on all 4 members. Divine Storm goes down. KO is going to be forfeit here. Throws down his Venom at the last possible second. 1 for 1 in that fight. Skulls are exactly 50 to 50.
Ooh, they get a little bit greedy.
Now we see Army of the Dead going down. Hinterland's Blast doing a lot of damage to Kenma, but it's not going to be enough to get a kill. And they're moving on back in. The full retreat is here out of Cloud9. Mounting up Kenma. Oh, the ghouls actually saw Kenma. What do they choose to do? Zuna is so tricky. It's just in the back here. They have no idea he's there. Ravenous Spirit was used. Dunk is still super low. Wind Fury can allow... Oh my goodness, the Chain Lightning doing a lot of damage. We're going to see the Wolf come out. Oh no, he's just going to use Wind Fury to chase with the Wolf and get the kill as well. Malfurion has fallen, but kills on the other half of the map. Action all over the place.
Yeah, that was that was a crazy fight there. I think that ended up being a 2 for 2 for both teams there. 50-50 Golem. But since the kills happened a little bit later on SMG's side, they're not going to be able to defend as much. So it makes sense that their Golem is a little bit ahead, and they're actually going to go back and defend.
Yeah, I mean, Mule is also something that it considers. This keep was at full health.
Yeah.
So Mule did heal that up here, and it just kind of helped them get the advantage here on the golems. Now, this golem will fall right quick, so it's going to be pretty much dead even at this point in the game. Levels speaking pretty even as well.
Yeah, we do have a double giant killer. Very interesting.
Wow.
Considering the lack of heavy HP pools, warriors on the other side, it's still a very good talent because the bonus doesn't just apply to warriors. It's 1.5% of the hero's max HP that it does in addition to auto attack damage.
And that's the aggressive option there available for Thrall. It's either Giant Killer or it's the double stacks on your Wind Fury, which gives you more sustain essentially.
Yeah, and we see Rewind coming out of Malfurion there. It's either going to be that or Ice Block normally. Sometimes they'll take the Pulsing Regrowth. But nothing picked up actually for Arthas yet. bit surprising, considering they're up a bit level. Are they trying to hide anything? Not really, because you're just going to grab Relentless more often than not. Sometimes Spell Shield, but there's nothing.
I feel like he, yeah, okay,
probably just forgot. Oh, it is Spell Shield.
Yep. So Spell Shield was picked up. Relentless, not really something they're worried about. It's really just the one stun, either Judgment, Rain of Vengeance, not an option here, just Uther's stuns. So opting to get the Spell Shield for additional sustain there, which I think is a smart choice.
Yep. And we have double sprint for Uther and Nazebo. We have Prescience, which is likely going to point towards the level 16 upgrade of taking the Dimensional Shift speed bonus and healing while in Dimensional Shift. He could go double strike for the Psionic Storm, but more often than not, they're going to take the 8-dimensional shift upgrade.
Both teams really just feeling each other out. King Caffeine, just kind of looking for an opportunity to engage here on the back line. He does have Judgment available. He's going to look for that priority target, and he chooses Glaurung. Strafe is used in sync with that almost immediately. We see the Tranquility coming down, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Divine Storm in the middle there with the Ravenous Spirit doing so much. They're trying to pick off Biceps in the back line, but he ends up retreating with Sprint. Maw was used, but it's not going to be set up for anything as there's a member down for SMG, and they're kind of disrupted everywhere. And, just at this point in time, that was just a really nice engagement. The shot call decision to just make that judgment with the strafe use instantaneously, and then the Ravenous Spirit on the other side, really nice positioning by Cloud9.
Yeah, that was a very good focus fire. They're just, that's the whole point of their team, obviously, is just going to dive in, eliminate someone as fast as possible. This sets them up. They pick the right time to fight. It's risky, because if you lose the fight, then you're sort of giving that same advantage to the other team. But taking that advantage before they get into the mines, it's going to guarantee them.
This. They tried to chase. They thought they had an advantage.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, this right now is just looking like all Cloud9 Maelstrom is. They're probably going to clean up a very heavy golem here. SMG is going to have to make a crazy play.
I mean, you say that, but they've only picked up 13 skulls at this point in time.
But positionally, they're looking very nice. They can just back up and take skulls as they move through the rest of the dungeon. So.
Well, we do have the root going down, but it's going to hit nothing here, and the wolf was used as well. So 2 roots used there for SMG. Arthalon, that's some risky positioning there. He gets hit with Judgment and then casts aside and just gets eliminated, but King Caffeine's going to end up getting very low as well. He manages to get out the last possible second. We see root going down. Is Tranquility available? Not quite yet. No, It's still on cooldown. They desperately need that. Glaurung's going to fall here. Cloud9 is really just kind of steamrolling forward at this point.
Yeah, they just didn't seem to have the damage output. I mean, they came very close to killing King Caffeine there in that fight after he dived in.
That's good. That's good. That's 2 kills for SMG.
They're going to pick up a KO here,
Yeah, KO and Soldier are in such a bad spot. The Raven is just chasing him through the wall,
he has
basically.
No mana. And he's not going to get out.
That's going to be a team wipe, and it's going to be about
That's going to be about an 80 skull golem.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. I mean, you can try to have Falstad fly in, but for what, 5, 6 skulls? Don't even put him in that risky spot there. So, and because they have both of the golems at the keeps, this is difficult to defend. And I can almost guarantee you that Cloud9 Maelstrom is just going to full-on attack here, and it is difficult to defend in these situations because you're sitting underneath basically a sixth hero with a giant stun that you have to dodge around, and like the placing is tight. It's going to be a mess for SMG.
Now, they're actually opting to ignore the boss and go back defensively. They know that they're going to be down in members at any point in time, and we see Zuna coming down here to help pry this out. Oh my goodness, the strafe is being used there. They're going to get Zuna for it. It's a trade, but that was kind of an advantageous position for SMG, so Cloud9 really made the best out of it.
He's got to fly. Does he have it? Okay, yeah, he does. That was kind of a cool play. I figured that was the only way they're going to catch him and get him out of this part of the dungeon. They're moving in towards taking the boss. They should be able to get it. They have 2-to-1 kill advantage right now. Don't see why they wouldn't be able to. And
it looks like they might just go straight on in and knock
They're
this
trying to
wall
force
down
him back
for the golem.
It's not going to be fast enough, though.
It's not going to be fast enough. I mean, they might be able to get this wall down so the golem walks in and has a bit of a kind of even footing, if you will. But we're still talking 83 skulls to 17 skulls, and that's a massive difference.
Yeah, there's no way just taking this wall down is going to even the situation anywhere near. And I think they realize that their time is up. Cloud9 Maelstrom has rotated out of the dungeon, and this is going to be two kills very likely for... Yeah, that frost shot is going to slow them down so much.
No,
I guess that gets Soldier out, unscathed, but that they overstayed their welcome.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have been out there that long.
We even saw a ping for retreat, and they decided they're like, no, we can get this. We're going to get this tower. Somebody pinged for them to fall back, and the call
I understand you might need to make risky plays at this point in time, but that one just didn't make much sense, honestly, overstaying that. I mean, you're basically getting an extra little bit of damage on the wall, and this is the exact problem that we were talking about here. You're trying to defend under this. There's so much CC going on that how do you even get out of the way? Too many tight corridors, and we can just see that's probably going to be the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost no defending Hinterland's Blast, just kind of poking away at them. This Golem's still sitting at about 80% HP. The SMG side Golem is still pretty healthy because those towers were taken down, but what's it going to matter? It's not doing anywhere near as much damage as the enemy side.
Yeah.
Keep has fallen here. Arthlon going to fall back into the base.
All 5 members of Cloud9 Maelstrom are quite alive here, and they can always just back up behind the Golem. There's almost no risk to this situation, and we're just going to see this 83 Skull Golem pound away at this core. There is nothing that SMG can do to survive this onslaught.
They're doing a decent job defending. I mean, Glaurung, they're keeping the members pretty low. I'm actually quite impressed at how well they're doing. They actually
they're making me look bad here.
It's actually really impressive. The Maw used it the last second. They forced the retreat. So it actually looks like they're going to manage to defend this, but they still have to worry about this. Caffeine is very
I don't
low.
know.
It's very close. It's very close. Now Caffeine's going to end up falling. One more hit. There he goes. The explosion of his body will take that out, but it looks like the Keep will survive.
Oh
with
my
about
gosh,
8%. 8% is my guess here. I'm going to be wrong. I'm really wrong.
Oh, one more swipe. I can't believe it. I can't believe they backed up.
One more swipe would not have ended it, but it would have been.
No, one more swipe might have brought it to 8%.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
But
I'm shocked that they weren't able to finish the game right there. No, come on, SMG, don't.
Oh, the timers are really low here. We have 2 members here.
No
the
way.
other 3 are on their way. Vala will be up in 4 seconds. 10 seconds on Uther and Nazebo. The shields are going down. This is kind of their only chance, though, honestly, because they can just backdoor at any point in time. Sundering interrupts the strafe there. That's actually massive.
I mean, if they pick up a quick kill here, okay, never mind.
Glaurung falls. Army of the Dead's going to be used here, but it looks like the other members are just kind of in the back line. Do we have a massive maul available? Soldier is getting so low.
No,
Where's the heals?
So.
Where's Dreadnought? It's not going to matter. They're trying to
Wow, look how close they got, though.
Yeah, I mean, 31%, but that's going to be game.
Yeah, C9 Maelstrom was just going to march across the map. I mean, that was probably their best chance to make a game for themselves there, because they realized that at any point, if you try to go into the mines to take the skulls, like they're just gonna backdoor and go kill you, basically. So you just have to spend the rest of the game on the back foot, and then this allows them to go into the mines themselves, take a huge skull golem that you actually cannot defend. So
Biceps is just having his final march here. This is when you say GG in the chat.
This is when you say GG. I thought this would have ended a couple minutes sooner, but the result is the same, of course. They did way too much damage to that core, and the only way that SMG was going to take that game was by doing exactly what they did, march all the way across. Had they been able to secure like 1 or 2 quick kills of people coming out of that base, they might have actually been able to do it. They got it down to what, like almost 30-something% there.
The Sundering hitting the strafe
actually
made that a lot more,
like,
lot closer than we thought it would have been there. But you know, they clutch it out and
they did.
Bring the score to 1-1 here. Both games actually really kind of intense endings.
Yes, very much so. And we're not used to seeing too many games on Haunted Mines, so I think C9's kind of throwing some weird strategies at them. They're picking Sky Temple, Haunted Mines. Where does SMG go, you think? Do they just take a comfort map? Do they go Dragonshire, maybe Haunted Mine? Cursed Hollow?
I think we're gonna see Cursed.
Okay.
We see broadcast C9 out of Barjar in the game. I love it. So guys, going to game 3 here for the semifinals of Kings of Storm weekly number 8. We're going to find out what the next map is. Both those games actually just insane. So tell your friends and family
really good series so far
to check out the Heroes of the Storm beta tournament here, Kings of the Storm weekly number 8.
I think we're going to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in just a minute.